What's going on, guys? Victor here from Dexter Outdoors. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to fillet a bluefish. So we're going to be using a 6-inch flexible fillet, and these are actually the series of knives that we have with edge guards. You can do a 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch tiger edge, all with this really cool edge guard. Keep your knife safe and keep you safe from cutting yourself. So I'm going to set that right over there. Now, bluefish, a lot of people turn their nose up to them. They can be very oily and have a strong fishy flavor. So this is definitely a fish best eaten fresh. I would say you catch it no more than 4 days from the time you caught it to eat it. Not a fish that freezes well, but also a very good fish for dips and for smoking. So just like with anything else, I always feel around the soft part of the head right here, and I just see where it ends, and I'm going to go like that around the pec fin down to the ventral fin. Okay, now you certainly could just take your knife and just swipe off the side, but I don't really like to do that because I like to teach people, you know, the more universal way to fillet fish and the maximum yield. So we're going to start by going from the head to the tail, the very outside edge of this bluefish. And they are a very soft fleshed fish, so you got to take your time because you can easily ruin your fillet. Once we do the initial outline, I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to feel to make sure it's on the fish's spine, so the hard part of the skeleton, and I'm just going to go from the tail all the way back up towards the head. And I'm going to continue to do this until I get to the fish's backbone. This is the same step you do for almost any single fish. You get to the fish's backbone. That's what I mean by the backbone, is that center line. When I refer to a fish's spine, I'm talking about the entire skeletal structure that runs medially like this. Okay, once we get to the backbone, every fish has a set of pin bones. Snapper grouper have really big pin bones, and the pin bones help attach the fillet to the rib cage. They're right here. They run about halfway down, and you got to use some oomph to break through them. Once you do that, now the other side of the backbone is exposed. Now you can take your knife, go on the other side of the backbone, point the tip of your knife slightly down, and just finish out your fillet. Okay, just like so. As you guys see, when I say a soft-fleshed fish, it's a mushier fillet, and the longer you wait from the time you catch it to the time you eat it, the softer it's going to become. It's not to say anything bad about the fish, it's just a different profile. But as you guys see, you know, we left nothing on our bluefish right there. If I were to go do a swift swipe, just knock off the side, it's got a backbone, and you'd still leave a little bit of meat on both sides of the backbone. So we're going to set that right there. I'm going to flip my bluefish around. I'm going to start over here once again by the head. Work around the pec fin down to the ventral fin. Okay, now when I get to this side of the fish, I like to go this way. It's easier for me. Same thing, tip of your knife, and just, you know, take your time. Just go all the way down to the fish's tail. Take my knife, get on the fish's spine once again. So that's the fish's skeleton, and just work your way up. And we do this part until we get to the fish's backbone, or that center bone that runs along the center of the fish. Once we do that, once again, lift up with this hand. You're going to have a set of pin bones right here. You're going to break through the pin bones. I just broke through them. Bluefish have very soft pin bones, so it's pretty easy. Now the tip of my knife, other side of the backbone, tip of my knife down, angle over the rib cage, and finish out your fillet. Just like that. 2 bluefish fillets, identical. That means that we left nothing on the carcass itself. You guys see that? Light shining through. Now, I was using a 6-inch flexible fillet to fillet, but for skinning, I always recommend a long, narrow, flexible knife. The reason for the length is that way you can cover the fillet side to side with ease. So that's why I like a 9-inch preferably. And by the way, all the knives you guys hear me talk about and use are going to be linked in the description box below. So starting over here, whenever you skin a fish, you always start at the tail half, and we just basically push the knife up along the skin. Now, you guys will see when I expose this that I leave a very thin layer of meat on the skin. And the reason for this is bluefish, like I told you, have very oily, fishy tasting flesh. Great when fresh, but you guys will see that that real red brown meat is very close to the skin. So if you leave a nice thin layer, not only are you going to prevent yourself from cutting through the skin, but you're also going to eliminate that off-putting taste. So we're going to go ahead and toss this in the canal. Now, if you wanted to, if you're intimidated by eating bluefish, just cut out all of the bloodline. So the bloodline is that line that runs along the center. I'm not going to. I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to get rid of the pin bones, which lie halfway down the length of the bloodline. Go on both sides of it. Cut it off. Okay? Now, as you guys see, this bluefish is pretty mushy. That is because it's been in a cooler a little bit longer than it should, so tonight is definitely the last night we would eat it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Do the exact same thing on the other side with the skinning, the fillet. Comment below what you guys want to see next. Like these videos if you find them helpful. We love making them for you guys, and we'll catch all you guys in the next one.